If you read just 10 pages every single day, after one whole year, that is 3,650 pages. That is roughly 12 books. Think about that for a second. Every single story you read, every profound idea you absorb, your brain treats it like a real experience. Reading doesn't just give you raw information, it physically changes the way your brain works. The greatest minds that ever walked the earth spent their entire lives making mistakes, forming philosophies, and refining their mindsets, only to condense that lifetime of experience into a single book you can finish in 1 week. Think about how life-changing that is. In this video, I will show you how reading literally rewires your mind and why it is the ultimate tool to separate yourself from the masses. But before we begin, we need to address a problem. To train your brain to read for longer periods, you must learn to manage your dopamine levels. Right now, your attention span is under attack. Prove to yourself that you have control. Turn off your notifications. Do not scroll to look at the recommended videos on the side. Put this video on full screen, focus completely, and let's get into the protocol. First, you must understand that reading is not about memorizing random facts. Anyone can learn facts. Reading is about living another experience. It is about stepping into someone else's mind for a brief moment. When you read a book like Fight Club, you learn detachment. When you read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, you inherit the stoic mindset of a Roman emperor. When you read Shoe Dog, you experience the brutal, high-stakes grit of building Nike. Neuroscience proves a fascinating fact. Your brain activates the exact same regions when you read about an experience as it does when you are physically living it. By tapping into this skill, you are literally copying the success patterns of the world's highest achievers and learning from mistakes you never had to suffer through. It is pure experience without the real-world consequences. Second, reading physically rewires your neurobiology. There is an old saying, not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. In a world fragmented by short-form scrolling, reading acts as a cognitive weight room. It builds deep neural connections tied to intense focus, memory, and comprehension. It forces your mind to develop slower, deeper thinking. Remember this rule: scrolling trains reaction, reading trains reflection. A lot of us want to build discipline and crush bad habits, but here is the hard truth. You can never outwork a broken identity. If your deep identity conflicts with your goals, your habits will always fail. To make a permanent change, you have to change the person behind the habits. Reading is the single fastest way to shift your identity from the inside out. You won't notice the change on a daily basis, but after months of consistency, these 1% improvements in your character collect and compound. Let's scale the math. If you step it up to 20 pages a day, that is 7,300 pages a year. That is 24 books. Imagine the absolute weapon you would become if you injected the mindsets of 24 geniuses into your brain in a single year. You would subtly reshape how you think, how you see obstacles, and how you make critical decisions. Meditation, journaling, and lifting weights are all powerful tools. But reading is the one fundamental shift that transforms who you are at an identity level. It gives you some place to go when you have to stay exactly where you are. By choosing to watch content that forces you to think, you are already separating yourself from the remaining 99% of the world. You are taking the first initiative toward a disciplined, successful life. Pick up your first book today and rebuild your mind. Subscribe to join the movement and start the transformation. I'll see you in the next one.